Back now, 8:14 with today's 5 things. This is where we bring in professionals to tell us what they would never do when it comes to their areas of expertise. And this morning we are featuring a pediatrician, a hairstylist, and a house cleaner. So first up, Dr. Alana Levine. She's a pediatrician at Orangetown Pediatrics in New York. She's got more than 20 years of experience. Dr. Levine, good to have you.
Great to be here.
Let's dig in here. As a pediatrician, first up, I would never
let my child get on a bicycle, a scooter, or really anything with wheels without a helmet, even if it's just in the driveway. I make all of my patients pinky promise me that they won't do it because it's so tempting, and I tell them that you only have one head and you really need to protect it.
It doesn't matter how far you're going either on that.
Exactly.
And you also say, as a pediatrician, up next, number 2, as a pediatrician, I would never buy a trampoline for my own backyard.
Absolutely. And this one was really tough for my own kids because they really wanted one.
Yeah.
But I've seen so many injuries and broken bones from trampolines, especially when there's more than one child jumping at a time. And let's face it, who wants to bounce by themselves?
Exactly.
So trampolines are a no.
This next one's going to be pretty controversial. As a pediatrician, I would never let my child charge their cell phone in their own bedroom.
Yes.
Why?
This is a tough one, but plain and simple, it interferes with sleep. And sleep is so important, right? We all get that dopamine hit, even adults, when you get a notification on your cell phone. And think about it for kids. So much of their social life is on their phone, so it's irresistible if that goes off in the middle of the night. So I say charge them outside of the room. And the kids will push back and say, but my phone is my alarm clock. And on that, I say, go old school.
Yeah.
There are still digital alarm clocks available for purchase. Get one of those.
This next one, I'm guilty of doing this. I would never, as a pediatrician, send my child to school with ibuprofen.
Yes.
Why not?
Well, if your child wakes up with a fever in the morning and you say, oh, I'm just going to give some ibuprofen or acetaminophen or some other fever-reducing medication and send my child off to school, you're actually hurting other children because you're sending your child to school when they're potentially most contagious. And also think about your own child. Once the medication wears off, they're really going to feel lousy.
And last, never stray from car safety guidelines, huh?
Yes, and so this is easy in the beginning, right? For infants and toddlers, they need to be in rear-facing car seats. They're not going to put up a fight. Parents know to do this. But once they graduate to a booster seat, when they've outgrown the limits of their car seat, I find that sometimes parents will take the kids out too soon. So you don't go based on age in terms of graduating from a booster. You go based on height because you need to be tall enough for the seatbelt to fit you properly. And typically that happens around 4 feet 9 inches.
Okay.
And for some kids, they may be 8 or 12. And I can tell you, 12-year-olds do not want to sit in a booster.
All right. Dr. Levine, thank you. Chanel, over to you.
Oh, those are really good. I'm kind of guilty of a couple of those. All right, so I'm here with Joseph Main, Color Wow's artistic director, and he has tips on what he would never do after nearly 15 years in the hair industry. Joseph, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, you have some really good ones. So people care about their hair, so let's dive into what they shouldn't be doing. First up, you say you'd never use a shampoo that overpromises. What do you mean by that?
So now whenever shopping for shampoos, they're all saying that they're going to moisturize, volumize, and some say they're even going to tone your hair. And that's all of those are red flags to me. That's your shampoo saying that it's going to leave ingredients behind on your hair. Imagine you're massaging all of these ingredients into your scalp. So your shampoo should be doing one thing, and that's cleaning your hair. And so over time, those ingredients can build up on your hair. They can make your hair appear greasy quicker. They can affect your styling, and they can even impede healthy hair growth.
That makes sense. So you don't need all the things in a shampoo, because that makes sense. All right, so next you say don't sleep with an elastic or a rubber band, which people do all the time.
They do it all the time, but this is a sure way to break your hair, so don't sleep with a tight elastic. There's really great options now, like silk scrunchies and such that are really gentle on your hair. And you can go ahead and use your elastics during the daytime. Just be careful when you're removing them. You can use, instead of pulling them, try to use like a hot tool to
just
pop the elastic off instead of pulling it out.
I never even thought about that. This one, next one is interesting. You say you wouldn't use styling tools. After you hairspray your hair, you got it in place. Don't put that flat iron or that curling iron back on top of it.
Yeah, hairspray is the opposite of a thermal protectant. These, even an aerosol, is going to be wet. They have resin in them, so they're really sticky, and they're going to sizzle on your hair and actually fry your hair. So just use hairsprays as a finisher. There's really great thermal protectants you can use on either wet or dry hair, but hairspray is not one of them.
Growing up, I just got used to the sizzle, and then the flat iron has all that crap on it.
I see people do it all the time.
All right, so you say you never judge a product based on its price. price.
Exactly.
Let's do that one quickly.
So there's great products at all price points. Some luxury items you're paying for a gorgeous bottle, and then, you know, there's great affordable items as well. I think it's really important to find ingredients that work well for you and just really look for some science-backed products.
Okay, this last one, you don't cut your hair thinking it's going to help it to grow longer, faster?
Nothing that you do to the ends of your hair is going to help follicle
Trimming
growth.
the ends, though, for sure, right?
It's important to keep your ends healthy so that they're not breaking and splitting, but it's not actually going to enhance growth.
That is a good one, because I thought so. All right, Carson, your turn.
All right, thanks very much. We've got Vanessa Amaro from Austin, Texas here, professional cleaner for nearly a decade, runs her own business like a boss, a self-proclaimed queen of cleaning on TikTok, over 5 million followers. Vanessa, good to see you. Let's just get right to it. Yeah. First up, as a cleaner, you say that you never have to, you should always clean the ceiling fan, and you should do it first. Why?
Yes, well, you want to start cleaning from the top and work your way down, because you don't want to have to re-clean something that you already cleaned, right? So always start at the top and then work your way down. So ceiling fans first, sheets and everything, then.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Next up, never use gloss or polish on wood floors.
Yes, so wood polish is actually going to ruin your wood floors with time. It creates like a film that will peel. So if you're at the store and you have a wood polish and a wood cleaner, go for the wood cleaner and leave the wood polish behind.
All right, very good. And also, when you clean lights, there's a good tip for when you're cleaning.
Yes, so this is a housekeeper tip. Always turn your lights off.
When you're cleaning mirrors.
When you're cleaning mirrors.
Why?
Well, the light bulb actually releases heat, and so it evaporates your cleaner before you get a chance to clean. So that's why you get streaks and marks. So always turn your lights off and then clean your mirrors.
Vanessa, a great tip when you're cleaning a surface is to do what?
Okay, spray your towel, never directly. Why not? Because you're gonna be spraying your wall, your floor, or even your food if it's close by. So always a towel, never the surface.
And how about when you're rinsing things like a tub or whatnot?
Okay.
What should you use?
Well, always use cold water, because hot water has more kinetic energy in it, which means it produces or creates more suds and bubbles. So if you want to save yourself some time, always use cold water.
You rocked it. That's why you're the queen of TikTok. Thank you so much. These are some great tips. Appreciate it. Vanessa, thank you so much. Also, Joseph, thank you, and Dr. Levine as well.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.